Pleasure. What are some of the outcomes of the pre-summit?
This pre-summit was attended by 154 ministers with their own delegation. Namibia also had a youth delegation with us. In terms of the youth declaration, the youth are having three takeaways. The first one is for them to put in place an accountability mechanism. So most of the discussions in the 5 pillars in transforming education goes around issues of accountability, whether we are having political elected leaders or technocrats appointed, staff members. The whole issue was around accountability, and the youth were very strict on that. The second issue that the youth wanted was for their voices and their active involvement in decision-making processes. Now, we know that this is something that has been coming on for many years, and this time the youth is saying, we would just not ask for a platform, but we are demanding that you start addressing the needs of the youth. And then the last one for the youth declaration was the need for more financing for education in order to create more structural changes. And with that comes, of course, more meaningful youth engagements. And then in terms of the overall summit, Namibia led with Italy Action Track 1, which focused on inclusive, equitable, and safe and healthy schools. And one of the big outcomes was the focus on the teacher and the need for teachers to really empower learners and for the teacher to ensure that a child or a learner's agency, self-efficacy, and voice are really developed in order to meet the needs of the child. So the teacher at the center of quality education and the learner to be brought back and ensuring that we have methodology and that we keep teachers still relevant in terms of the training. And then a big one of the biggest takeaways for all the member states was the importance of relooking into financing education and finding different and innovative ways of financing education and making that a key priority within national governments. So that was the issue of equity and inclusivity, that people must understand that it costs a lot of money and that domestic funding must be sourced, and one of the things was that there was a need for deepening the dialogue with the ministries of finances within all
Yes, Edie, that is what I was going to ask next, as to how Namibia just plans to incorporate some of the lessons from the pre-summit into its system.
Namibia was actually one of the 100 countries that did a national consultation. And our national consultation already gave us an indication of what are the 4 key transformative strategies or actions that we as a country would propose for our national conference that will take place on the 2nd and the 5th of August this year, before the September summit in New York. So even for Namibia, we will still have now public engagements, specifically looking at education financing and the need for corporate investment, the need for private sector involvement, but also for parents and the communities to tell us up front what their views are on fee-free education. So we will still use the month of July to really work with our corporate entities, but also our civil societies and communities and parents and learners, to hear from them what their views are.
What the views are, all right.
What should be the level
Thank you so much.
Parental contribution?
Thank you so much for that update, Ms. Steenkamp.
You're most welcome.